Hello gamers, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherry Controller and today we have a lot of explaining to do. We are here to check out the Chase the Skies update. Hopefully I'm going to answer some of your questions, especially you Nintendo Switch users. Questions like maybe why don't you have vibrant visuals, why was it a preview, and what is the actual drop all about? These are the things we're going to get into in just a moment, as this new update has come out very differently to previous updates. And there's a lot of technical difficulties and differences that you might want to know. I'm going to show you how to navigate it on both PC and console, while also looking at all of its features. Let's hop straight into the video. I'm Cherry Controller and this is the latest Minecraft update. Obviously going to chat about is the vibrant visuals, because I have so much to say. I imagine by now you've all been enjoying checking out the new vibrant visuals, everyone except those of you on a Nintendo Switch, which is pretty weak. However, this could change as the devs are working quick, but the vibrant visuals are not on the Nintendo Switch, which is weird and annoying and leaves me to believe that the devs struggled with this one. And it's rare that we get a game preview for a new update, and even rarer that it's different access on different editions. I can't help but feel as though the devs low-key rushed to get this out in time for the summer update as they had promised, which is why we ended up with this preview version on some editions and full releases on others. Doing the previews means it's safe for the devs as it gives them a better option to be able to experiment features without breaking the original Minecraft. It means us players can check out the features before they're fully prepped too. I found it a little misleading that I saw the Chase the Skies update out on the Minecraft Instagram on the 17th of June, rushed home after work to check out specifically the vibrant visuals to find it wasn't playable on my Switch. And while there was a soft graphics update, there wasn't much else. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm being a little bit pessimistic. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this and what you guys felt about this vibrant visual feature not making it to the Switch. Maybe I'm just feeling a little sore as a Switch owner, but I feel like we've been somewhat left out of this new update. Enough moaning though, let's actually check out the vibrant visuals. The mobile edition looked good and ran okay, and the PC looks pretty great. We are checking this out with every stat on Ultra and my resolution on native, but automatic works great too. I'll explain more on this in a second. I absolutely love the landscapes and the skies. I think they look really nice and bright. The shadows are there, and I love that we actually have shadows in Bedrock. My only hitch is I don't love the water all the time. Sometimes it looks great and sometimes it doesn't. I low-key dislike the whitewash gloss over it when you're actually in it. If you've watched any of my texture pack reviews, you know I'm an absolute stickler for nice Minecraft water, and the water in the sunlight is just stunning. The reflections on Ultra look out of this world for Bedrock. So take what I say with a pinch of salt. The underneath of the water is good and the caustics look amazing. The thing that puts the water to the test is when it's moving, in my opinion, and they've crushed it. I think it looks fast enough, it's detailed, it's transparent, I'm impressed. What also looks insanely good is the lighting in general. Placing down a light source like a portal or a torch will emit light, and it feels a lot like Java. You can really see this as I made my way through these nether corridors. It really shows how well they've done on the lighting. It made it really immersive. Totally like Java, and I honestly just can't believe this is Bedrock. It looks fantastic. I also checked out some of the caves to see how the lighting is down there, and I am not unimpressed. The lush caves look so good. The way the glowberries glisten against the water is really incredible. It gave me such an immersive feel. I have to keep reminding myself that this is the new normal Bedrock. And while there's a few things I've been feeling a little bit picky about, like this awkward jagged waterfall running down, but we've been begging for shaders in Bedrock for years, so I'm not about to complain as these look great. Of course, I had to check out the ancient cities, which just looked even better than before. It's been done so well. The skulk dullens as you move and brightens back up when you've stopped. It's a really useful mechanic. They don't blur your vision and you still get the full effect of the glow. Of course, I had to go and check out the end too, and I wasn't as impressed as I hoped I'd be, but I did enjoy the lighting effect they've added in there. As the dragon heals herself off the crystal, the sky lights up with this lightning effect, and there's some pretty nice shadows in there too, even though the sky was a little bit grainy. The dragon herself looked great. I love her mouth, and the Enderman's eyes glow nicely too. You know, I had to test out running with a torch in hand, but that's not something we're gonna get in Bedrock yet. I would have loved the mechanic of holding a torch that lights up your way, hopefully one day. While we're looking at lighting, let's go ahead and compare some of these changes we can make in the vibrant visual settings. Starting with what we've been using, which is every stat on Ultra and resolution on native, you can see the clarity and the smoothness. It really does just look great. We can go and move all of these bars down to high and change the resolution to 75, and you'll see that we're missing some of that clarity. But if we put the resolution back up to native, we get that clean clearness and clarity back. Let's go ahead and put the shadow quality and clouds on medium, and we can put the fog quality on medium and the reflections as well. While putting the resolution on automatic, you'll see that we still have all of these effects running okay, and the resolution looks great still. If we drop the resolution down to any of the percentages, you'll see we instantly lose quality. If we leave the resolution on automatic, it's great no matter what. From low to high, as long as we're using automatic, you'll have good looking gameplay. The difference between automatic and native is letting the game decide what's best for your PC or letting your PC decide. If your PC is a little potato-esque, maybe just use automatic. But if you've got good specs and a good monitor, go ahead and use native and you'll see that there's a lot more consistency. And finally on low, moving all of those sliders down and putting the resolution on automatic, which is actually the preset for favor performance, which if you want to use Minecraft's suggested presets, you can scroll back up and find them here under vibrant visual settings. But checking this out, you guys can see that it's still there, it's just not as crisp. The shadows are slower, the reflection on the water's pretty harsh, but the phone and the tablets, even with everything on low, still look crazy good for vanilla Bedrock, with no texture packs or anything. Speaking of packs, if we load in a Bedrock texture pack, you'll notice the pack at the moment entirely overruns the vibrant visuals. So much so, if we go over here onto settings, onto the video where the vibrant visual option once was, is now gone. So unfortunately, these vibrant visuals at the moment are not compatible with texture packs, which is pretty sad. And I know I was low-key looking forward to checking out these alongside packs, but hopefully that's something we'll get when the next update drops. Something I mentioned in my other video on the summer update was the music and the new music menu. However, that's only for Java for this update, so we still don't quite have that on Bedrock yet, which is a shame. But check out the video linked at the top right now if you want to go and check out the new music settings, the new music pop-ups, and a sample of each track. Something that you can find on both editions is the new Locator Bar. This thing's super useful, and here's why. As we run over to my little chum over here, then we can see this dot go on and off the screen. They will be different colours for different players that are in your world, and they pop up even when you're really far away, which is super useful. To test this out, we're going to go back a little bit more, even more, a little bit more. Okay, hold up. So we get our first change in our little dot when we are 179 blocks away. We then get the next change, which is to this little circle after 230 blocks. It'll change to an even smaller dot after 281 blocks, and then eventually we will be left with this tiny little crosshair, which I think is a really nice touch. And if players don't want to be seen, they can turn it off using a pumpkin head or by drinking a potion of invisibility. So you can still creep up on your mates, you'll just have to be tactical about it. Something that I have touched on a lot is these bad boys, the happy ghasts, dried ghasts and gaslings. They really are the second half of the heart of this update, whether it's a recipe for crafting them, which is now possible, or they're tempting food or where to find them. I'm pretty sure I've talked about most aspects of them. Because I've gone over all of that, right now I'm actually just going to chat about some of the mechanics I found really interesting. Firstly, some of the flying mechanics are amazing and really clever. So if we're on the ground, it'll just float around, we can call it over with a snowball, quickly click on it without the snowball in hand, otherwise you'll hit it, and we'll hop on. Where you look is the direction you move. So if you're looking at the ground and move forward, you'll go to the ground. If you're looking up and move forward, you'll go to the sky. They're very simple to control, which is nice. If you're not on the ground and you're somewhere up in the air waiting for it, you'll find that if it's near you and senses you waiting on a ledge, it will come over, stop moving and wait for you to hop on. I love this mechanic, it really makes it feel natural. If you get a ghast stuck inside a block, it will cause damage though, so make sure to make your landing docks wide enough for it. If your happy ghast is damaged, it will naturally regenerate health slowly. However, if it's raining, snowing, or flying above the clouds, your ghast's health will regenerate quicker, which is just absolutely next level cool. You may have noticed when you're riding it that the goggles slot down onto its face and that they pop back up when you're not, which is just adorable. If you remove its saddle mid-air, which can effectively be done with shears in hand, you'll notice that it doesn't move around all of a sudden too, which is a nice touch. You can still totally fall off while getting off and on, but that's kind of cool. I think it adds some realness to it, that you can totally slip off this thing. While we're discussing some of these ghasts, I'm going to take a break and come back to them in a minute because there's something that we need to discuss first. That being all the new changes to the leads, we have a new recipe for making them more craftable than ever. The new recipe is just 5 pieces of string laid out with 4 in the top corner and 1 in the diagonal lower down. One of my favourite new changes is, hold up, let's find some mobs. Perfect, there's a pig and a cow. If I leash this pig and then come on over to this kindly obliging cow, crouch and place a lead on it, you'll find that it makes a chain, which is a vibe. If I can find a third mob, there's a dog over there, perfect. We can come on over and make a little train of random animals, which is just absolute carnage, and it can only get worse. Now, understandably, my next question was, can we attach this to a happy ghast? Oh boy, am I obsessed. I am so glad that this is what Minecraft has become. Is it entirely safe for those roped? Not yet, no. Can you make it safe? Yes. If you're the one controlling it, or if you get a boat. I made sure my cow landed safely though, without a boat, which is going to be really useful for transporting animals. And even better if you do get a boat. You've probably seen all of the shorts of boats sailing by kidnapping villagers, and I'm a big fan. Naturally, my next question was, how many animals can I rope together? The answer? There didn't seem to be one, which I'm absolutely loving. Something interesting that I did find out from all this craziness was that the new lead mechanics are clever in that the stronger mobs will control where the quotations pack goes. So if I go back a few steps to explain this, let's leash a chicken to these two and you'll find that the chicken will never ever pull the cow, only the other way around. And if we go back to my glob of mobs, if I stand here with carrots and summon the pigs over, because the pack is stronger, they won't be able to come over. Speaking of carrots, you'll find that they can now be fed to horses, donkeys and mules, making taming easier and to be able to give your horse some health. But back to these lead mechanics, I found it totally interesting that they've put this stronger mobs mechanic in. You'll notice this mechanic when you rope something big like a horse or a boat to a happy ghast. You'll see these 4 ropes are needed to be able to have it take flight. If you attach these ropes to the boat and then rope that to the ghast, it won't take flight. However, if we have leads on us and then attach the ghast to the rope and then to the boat, you'll see that these 4 ropes come down and it takes flight. With this, we can swoop over villagers and pick them up, and obviously this is incredible. Is it easy? Ish. Is it fun? God, yes. And because a boat can carry around 2 passengers, this means you can steal 2 people at once, which is just great. I also wanted to quickly test out the fall damage in a boat, and it seems regardless of the fall, mobs are safe in a boat, which is really generous. I wouldn't be shocked if this mechanic has changed, but I hope it doesn't. This is going to make getting that Star Trader achievement real easy. And as we sail off into the sky, that's all I really have for you guys today. I've had fun. Hopefully you learned something out of this, or at least had fun too. Check out my other videos if you're looking for more information on new music, more of the Ghastlings and happy ghasts, as I only touched on them a little bit today, as I've already talked about them so much. From timings to recipes to locations, you can find that video linked above. And as we float off into the sky, be sure to let me know all your thoughts on this drop. Make sure to leave a like and maybe even subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Till then, Cherry out.